Hi, this is Dr. Anjaneya Prasad, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, Institute of Aeronautical. Today, I am going to discussing about hardness of water and what is the effects of hardness of. So, usually, it is a property of water to form an insoluble cut with soap instead of leather. In other words, it is a soap destroying property due to the presence of bicarbonates, sulfates, and chlorates of calcium and magnesium. So we can define hardness, the property of water which does not produce lather with the soap. So it is due to the presence of different types of salts in a water. So usually chlorates, carbonates, bicarbonates, nitrates, sulfates and bisulfates of calcium and magnesium. So these different types of salts of calcium and magnesium present in the water, the property of water will be destroyed. So that is the hardness of water. So we can define hardness of water is it is the property of water. It is due to the presence of salts of calcium and magnesium. So because of these salts, water does not produce lather with soap. So that is known as hardness of water. So let us see the difference between the what is hardness and what is soft water. What is hard and what is soft water. Water which readily gives lather with soap, it is described as soft water. Water which can give readily lather with soap is known as soft water. And some of these dissolved substances make the water hard. Hard water means water does not readily give a good lather with soap. So wastes soap as well as causing a scum. Through the hardness does not affect soap plus detergents. So here hard water does not produce lather with soap, whereas soft water readily gives lather with soap. So that is a main difference between the soft water and hard water. So hard water is due to the presence of different types of salts of calcium and magnesium. It does not produce lather with soap. So whereas in soft water, so these type of salts are present in very low concentration in water. That water can produce lather with soap readily. So that is known as soft water. So depends on type of salts present in water. We can classify hardness property of water into two types, that is temporary hardness and permanent hardness. How we can differentiate temporary hardness and permanent hardness? It depends on due to the presence of type of salts present in the water. So let us see what is temporary and what is permanent hardness. Temporary hardness is due to the presence of bicarbonates of calcium and magnesium. So different types of salts are present in the water, as I told you. So among the salts, some salts can produce temporary type of hardness, and some salts causes permanent type of hardness. So in temporary type of hardness, it is due to the presence of bicarbonates, bicarbonates of calcium and magnesium. And this type of hardness we can remove simply by boiling. Whereas in permanent type of hardness, so it is due to the presence of sulfides, nitrites, chlorides of calcium and magnesium. So this type of hardness we cannot remove simply by boiling. So we have to apply some external techniques to remove permanent type of hardness producing salts. So hardness levels. Saltwater hardness is 1 milligram equivalents per liter. Moderate hardness is 1 to 3, and hard water is 3 to 6, and very hardness is greater than 6 milliequivalents per liter. Next, advantages. Hardness also has some advantages. That is, reduce prevalence of arteriosclerotic heart disease and degenerative heart disease, sudden death due to cardiac arrest, hypertension, and technia also. These are the few diseases reduced by use of hard water. Disadvantages. More consumption of soap and detergents, more consumption of fuel due to scaring, formation in the boilers in industries, discoloration of foods, short life of crafts due to deposition of salt in fabrics, disturbance of dyeing process, high prices of products, decreased life of cisterns and pipes. These are the disadvantages of hardness of water. Next, what are the units of hardness? Hardness of water expressed as ppm, milligrams per liter, degrees of crack, and degrees of French. ppm is nothing but parts per million. 1 ppm is equal 1 milligram per liter, that is equal 0.1 degrees of French, that is equal to 0.07 degrees of crack. 1 milligram per liter is equal to 1 ppm, that is equal to 0.0 degrees of French, 0.07 degrees of crack. 1 degrees of crack is equal to 1.433 degrees of French, that is equal to 14.3 ppm and 14.3 milligrams per liter. 1 degrees of French is equal to 10 ppm. 10 milligrams per liter is equal to 0.7 degree, 7 degrees of crack. So these are the units of hardness which we can express. So what is a preliminary test for hardness? How we can test hardness? How we can preliminary identify hardness present in the water? So that is a soap test. So usually what is a soap? It is a long chain fatty acid. Sodium or potassium salt of higher fatty acids such as stearic acid. So molecular formula for stearic acid is C17H35 COOH. So in the absence of Ca plus 2 and magnesium plus 2 gives lather with water easily. But in the presence of calcium and magnesium reacts with them and forms insoluble soap that appears as precipitate. So hard water react with soap, forms insoluble scum, that is nothing but lather. So whatever using water with the forms scums with soap. So that is a preliminary test for to detect hardness present in the water. So sodium stearate, that is the soap C17H35 COONA, that is react with magnesium chloride present in hard water, forms white PPT. Similarly, sodium stearate react with hard water which contains excess of CaCl2 calcium chloride to form white PPT of calcium stearate. So it is an insoluble scum. So hardness has been classified into temporary and permanent type of hardness due to the type of salts present in the water. So temporary hardness is also known as carbonate or alkaline hardness. So this type of hardness can be removed simply by boiling, and it is due to the presence of bicarbonates of calcium and magnesium. So it can be removed by boiling. So what will happen during boiling of water which contains temporary type of hardness producing salts? On boiling of water which contains temporary type of hardness producing salts forms calcium bicarbonates, magnesium bicarbonates precipitated as insoluble salts. Then these insoluble salts we can remove through the process of filtration. Look at this. So hot water which contains calcium bicarbonate. So that hot water during boiling, calcium bicarbonates are converted into insoluble precipitates, that is calcium carbonate. So it is an insoluble precipitate. We can simply remove through the process of filtration. Whereas magnesium bicarbonate. So hot water which contains magnesium bicarbonate, on boiling of hot water, magnesium bicarbonate convert into magnesium hydroxide insoluble scum. So it is removed through the process of filtration. So that's why we can say that the type of hardness, it is due to the presence of bicarbonates of calcium and magnesium causes temporary type of hardness. Why? Because this type of hardness we can remove simply by boiling. Next, permanent type of hardness. So it is also known as non-carbonate hardness and non-occurring hardness. So it is due to the presence of chlorides and sulfates of calcium and magnesium. It cannot be removed by boiling the water. It can be removed by lime soda process, georite process, and ion exchange process. So this type of external technique has to be used to remove permanent type of hardness causing ions present in the water. Now, expression of hardness. How we can express hardness? The concentration of hardness producing salts are usually expressed in terms of equivalent amount of calcium carbonate is chosen as a standard. So why we should choose an calcium carbonate to express hardness? So molecular weight of calcium carbonate is 100 and equivalent weight of calcium carbonate is 50. So these are whole numbers. So the calculations in water analysis can be simplified. And it is most insoluble salt that can be precipitated in water treatment. These are the reasons to choose calcium carbonate to express the hardness of water. Next, what are the units of hardness and their definitions? So first one is ppm, parts per million. So how we can define parts per million? The number of parts of equivalence of CaCO3 hardness causing salt present in 1 milliparts of water. That means 10 to the power of 6 parts of water. That is known as ppm. Next one is milligram per liter. So it is a number of milligrams of equivalent of CaCO3 per liter of is known as milligrams per liter. So 1 milligram per liter means 1 milligram of equivalent of CaCO3 present in 1 liter of hot water. Degrees of gram. So it is the number of grams of equivalent of CaCO3 hardness causing salt present in 70,000 parts of water. And last one, degrees of French. So it is a French unit. It can be defined as the number of parts of CaCO3 equivalence hardness causing substance present in 10 to the power of 5 parts of water. So here there are interconversion of units of hardness. That is 1 ppm is equal to 1 milligram per liter. That is equal to 0.07 degrees of Celsius. That is equal to 0.001 1 degrees of French. So by calculating problems based on hardness, so they will be asked to calculate hardness in terms of degrees of French and degrees of Krug. But they have given some concentrations of different types of salts in terms of ppm. So in that case, this interconversion is very useful. So that's why we have to remember. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.